In this video, I'm going to show you how to fold a modular origami kusudama called Star Sonobe, designed by Maria Sinayskaya. This is a fantastic sonobe variation. Do also check out Maria's website goorigami.com and her Flickr stream flickr.com/goorigami for more fantastic models. For this model, you will need 30 square sheets of paper. The front and the reverse of the paper should have different colors to get that nice effect, kind of displaying those beautiful stars. In this video, I'm going to be using squares with a side length of 7.5 centimeters or 3 inches, and then the completed model will have a diameter, kind of this distance right here, of about 9 centimeters or 3.6 inches. So for stars that are going to be white, start with the white side up of the paper. Now we're first going to fold edge to edge. Make a strong crease. Unfold. Bring the edge to the just created crease line. Rotate and bring in the other edge too. And unfold. Then bring the edge to the crease line that's closest to it. And then take the left corner and fold it in. And then fold up. Rotate and repeat. Now when you're folding in this edge, do make sure you're not covering the crease line, else it will be hard for you to fold in that second time. Same with the corner fold. Ensure that you're not overlapping that section of paper so that it's very easy to fold this up again. And then we're going to flip the paper over, and now we're going to take the lower left corner and we're going to align this edge with that top edge. And crease. Rotate and repeat. And then we're going to flip this over. We've got a crease line in the center, but it doesn't go through all layers. So let's refold along that crease line and make sure that the crease is on all layers. Then this left white section, we're going to fold to make a crease between this point and that top point. And kind of ensure that this extra section of paper is slightly folded inside so that it doesn't protrude too much. And then we're going to take this lower corner and fold it to the top. This should go quite easily because the crease line is on some of the layers already. Then flip over and repeat on this side. Again, folding once and twice. And then your first module is all done. Once you've folded all 30 modules, we can start assembly. Let's look at one of these. It's best if all of these creases are super sharp. It makes assembly much easier. And this is the front. You can see that white section with a long horizontal crease. And this is the back, which is hidden inside the model. So we're first going to take 2 modules and join them, and then a third one to create a point. This is going to be one of the flaps, and right here there's a pocket, and we just insert it inside and then align it so that those two horizontal creases match up. Can you see that? You can easily fold it. And then we're going to rotate this, and then we can add a third module in here to join all three of them. So one thing to notice is that there's this small corner right here. And rather than having it in the front, it should be in the back, simply because if it's in the front, it kind of pushes the two modules from each other, and we actually want them to be nicely joined. So if you add it like this, then the corner is always underneath. And putting that inside, and then for the joining of the first with the third module, I'm going to take that corner and also insert it like that. And then you have one stable point. If you want, you can reinforce those creases to make it really strong. And it's very stable, which is great. Then we're going to continue adding modules. So you can see that long horizontal crease, so we can have another point of 3 modules right here. So I'm just going to add a module right here, and now you can see that much of the white paper is vanishing, and then another one right here. And then again complete that point of 3 modules. And then you can again see here that long horizontal crease, and again we can add a module, perhaps this color. I'm not going to pay too much attention which colors I'm choosing. If you want, you can kind of try and distribute the colors so that it's all very regular. And then again complete that point. And then we have another one right here. You see that? And again we can add a module to start that point of 3. And then complete it with another module. So now you have that central one, which is the first one you did, and then 3 that are next to it. Now you can see that here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these horizontal creases that kind of have 2 colors already. And to complete this star shape, we can add a module right here. So let's do that. And for reference, you can always see that there's a horizontal crease, and all of these kind of meet in the center of the star. So that's how you have to insert it. And then again, you proceed with joining the modules like that. And by adding that one, you can now see you have 2 modules which join in a 3-point, but the third module is missing, so we can add that. There we go. And same here, we've got 2 modules and the third one is missing, so we can add that. And then I'm going to go to the next point with 5 modules, but there's just 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can add the 5th. And then again, we can complete the points of 3. this crease isn't quite strong enough for my taste, so I'm just reinforcing it. When you see that as you go along, you know, just makes creases stronger. And here again, 3 modules need to be joined. There we go. And then the third of those with 4 and 1 missing. And I'm going to add one here too to complete that nice star shape. So I hope by now you get the gist of it. Again, completing that 3-point and completing this 3-point. And then you can again see you've got these parts where there's 4 modules joined already. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to add a 5th one to those. And you know, that's at least how I always go along. I always try to find a place where there's 2 joined where there need to be 3, and a place where there's 4 joined where there need to be 5. And I find that makes it a bit easier to keep track of, you know, not adding extra modules when it's not necessary, because that then kind of leads to a bit of a mess. So if you kind of try and follow that rule, I find it shouldn't happen that you add modules in the wrong places. Just always ensure that the top of the module is on top. And then we can even continue here. There's another 3-point here, and when we add that, we're actually adding the module for this point of 5. So let's see, adding one here, and there. And then you can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already. So we don't need to add a new module, we just need to join the existing ones. And then here you've again got a point of 3 that needs an extra module. Maybe take a green one here, just so that perhaps I'm going to almost get away with a quite nice distribution without having paid too much attention. There are actually some sites that have coloring schemes that explain exactly how you need to add modules if you want to use 5 colors and have no, well, you know, no points where the same color meets. There you go. Completing another 3-point. And then completing that 5-point by just inserting. And we're slowly but surely getting to the end. I always like to ensure that these flaps stick out, because we really do need them for the assembly. And then I'm going to insert another one to complete this 5-point. And this 3-point. And this 3-point. And we've got just one module left. At least if I had 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's one missing here. Let's insert it here. And then you can see this one needs to be joined too. I might have done that before, but I can do that now too. And then ensure that corner is inside, and ensure this flap is outside. Insert that to complete the 3rd module of that 3-point, and then insert that into that last pocket. And then your star sonobe, designed by Maria Sinayskaya, is all done. You can see this beautiful star pattern, and even with different colors, it's very apparent, and you know, it's perhaps a bit more joyful. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a fantastic model. Do check out Maria's website, goorigami.com, and her Flickr stream, flickr.com/goorigami, for more of Maria Sinayskaya's fantastic work. I think it's just beautiful, and happy folding. Bye bye.